Good morning and welcome to the Cat Show. I'm your host, Nanny Cat, and you're watching Cat Show. So today is the 15th of December 2019, a Sunday to be specific. And I'm doing this video because the sermon of today really touched me in ways I can't even explain. It just changed my orientation. It just introduced me to a new era of thinking, you know, a new wave of thoughts just flooded my mind, and I just have to do this video to share what I learned today with someone because I know it affects not just me. There are people out there that this message is going to encourage. This message is going to, make them pick themselves together and just face life for what it is. I'm gonna start this way. Okay, so this is December and we're counting and hours already to 2020, year 2020. So, but we all know the usual ritual, towards the end of the year, everybody's, planning on resolutions and plans, on targets, on so many things that they hope to achieve in the year to 2020. Within the same, period, they get to ask themselves, reflect on questions like, in all the plans I made last year, in everything that I planned I was going to achieve last year, how many have I been able to achieve? How was this year? What can I brag about? What happened this year? You get to recollect, you get to ask questions, you, mind-blowing questions like, what's the way forward? We all had targets. We all had plans on what to do. For one, I planned that this year was gonna be a fun year for me. It was gonna be a year where I'm gonna have the greatest fun of my life. I'm just gonna have fun and just have fun. Love God and love myself and love others as much as I can. But no way I'm gonna let this year go without having fun, and that was my plan, okay. And I know it's not just me. There are other people that had their own plans on what they wanted to do, places they wanted to go to, people they wanted to see, so many new things they wanted to try out, and the list goes on. Okay, so many people planned owning their first car this year, embarking on a very powerful business and project and watching it mature and then success. Okay, we all had these very powerful ambitions for this year. Question is, how many were we able to achieve? Okay, even in this year, so many people were able to achieve this, so many people were able to get something powerful. There were so many marriages this year. My friends, got their heartthrobs, and I'm super happy for them. They got, so many people lost loved ones, and not just loved ones, they counted the number of loved ones they lost in just a space of 1 year. So many people lost projects and contracts, and so many people lost their relationships. There are so many things to be happy and so many things to be sad about. It all depends on the individual. Everybody with their different faces had their different things to be grateful for and different things to be sad and recollected about. And some people feel this year wasn't just worth it. Some people feel this year was the perfect, was the best year of all years. And here we are. Here I am looking at you on my screen, and I'm asking the same question. How was this year? Did you lose anyone? Okay. I'm here to tell you that in as much as you are feeling bad, I'm on the side of people feeling bad right now. This particular sermon I had today was just meant for you. Did you lose someone? Did you lose someone special? Did you lose someone, a loved one? you know, you prayed and prayed and prayed and believed God that no, 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 not this one. Not this one. You don't want this to happen. And then boom, it happens. And it seems as if you're disappointed, you know? You have every glaring reason to be like, what happened? And it's not just that about losing people. It could be contracts, businesses, so many prospects that didn't just work out. And this is you feeling bad. You know, it doesn't really make sense going to jubilate. It doesn't really make sense and all that. And, you know, so many things to be sad about. Okay, first of all, I want you to always remember this fact that the fact that you're living is a gift. It's a privilege. It's not your right. It's a gift, it's a privilege that very many people wanted but could never get it. Aside that, I also want you to remember that there were years when you had so much happiness in you, when your eyes were always bright and lighted with sparkles of happiness and joy. And you know, people kept on asking questions like, babe, guy, why are you always this way? And you know, you just can't really give a reason other than God has just been perfect. And I also want you to know that in all these, there are so many reasons to be grateful to God. Aside that, God is still God. God loves you, God loves me, God loves everybody. You know, and you will always remember that in this world we are, it's a journey that everybody needs to pick one or two things from. You have to learn, you have to advance by the day, by the year. You become better, you become stronger, you become firmer, you become more mature, you know, and you become more hopeful. You see more reasons why you should hold God. You see more reasons why, you know, you do not own your life, but it entirely belongs to God. You know, He makes you advance in this teachings every day. Today, the passage that the priest held on to was that of when John the Baptist sent messages to Jesus to ask Jesus, okay, are you really the Son of God? Are you the person, or are we to wait for someone? Because he felt probably he was disappointed that, you know, I'm your cousin and I'm in jail and you're not really doing anything about bringing me out or letting the whole world know this is what Herod did and all of that, you know. But the truth here is everything works according to God's plan. No matter how we human beings see it, no matter how we human beings plan that our lives should look like, no matter how much you love this person and you do not want to lose this person, and you're trying so much, you're fighting so much, you're sacrificing so much that this person doesn't go, that this person holds on, and then God still takes the person. I do not want you to feel that God is less of God, or God disappointed you, or any of those. He loves you. He means perfectly well for you. So far you're prayerful, so far you're believing God. I want you to believe that anything that happens for your own benefit. And in as much as we just want certain people to be the picture of our successes, I want you to know that those moments you spent with them is gold. They can never be taken away from you. They're still here and they're going to remain there. And the passage of God, there's this passage that says that everything worketh for the good of the people of God according to His divine purpose for them. If you're a person of God, I want you to know that no matter the disappointment or anything you feel that didn't really go out, especially in this year, God has you in mind. And believe me, everything happens for your own benefit, for your progress, for you to become a better person. Do not hold firm for your progress, for you to become a better person. Do not hold firmly onto your loss that you forget that there is a lesson to be derived within that period of mourning, within that period of loss. There are so many lessons to be learned. There are so many things to fortify yourself with. It could be a form of mortification. It could be anything. But you just have to hold on to that fact that everything happens according to God's will and God's purpose. Why? Because God is God. And in as much as you can only see the present, you can't see the future. It is only God that can see the future. He knows what he wants for you. He knows what is best for you. So believe him to do everything according to his divine purpose for your perfect will, for your perfect plan, for you to come out a perfect person. I hope I've been able to wipe away the tears on your face. I hope I've been able to spark your morning with this wonderful sermon. And I hope I've been able to convince you that God loves you so much and that it's going to be better one day. In every tunnel, in every end of every tunnel, there is always going to be a light, and that light should be your hope. Hold on to it. Be hopeful. God will never be less of God no matter what. So, stay tuned. I'm still your lovely host on the low-key today, keeping you posted. Do not touch that dial, because I'll be right here, same time, same day, same station, same me. Bye.